quickly after the movie was released, as did Paramount wanting to make a sequel very quickly. They already had it, they anticipated it being a huge hit, but they were even shocked at how huge it was, that everybody, they'd see it one weekend and bring all their friends back and see it again, and then they'd come all their friends and see it again. It's kind of like, it was the, I mean, the summer of 1980, there was always a line around the corners at the theaters playing Friday the 13th, and they were playing the full summer up until October, and then part 2 was like, you know, in the minds of everyone to be making part 2. And so, I never saw a script. I was dealing with my own trauma, and so I had a new agent, and I had parents trying to protect me when the authorities weren't. There were no stalking laws, and so we were on our own. And when my parents' agent called SAG for their help and tried to turn to the people who were making Friday the 13th, part 1 and 2, they got no help whatever. So, needless to say, we were on our own. I told Sean whatever he needed, I would be there for them to make the segue, but then I had other things going on because back then you didn't talk about stalkers. You know, it was kind of like people would think it's your problem. As a matter of fact, that's what they said. You make the cops, you make a film like that, what do you expect? And that was the...
You dress like that, you make a film like that.
Yeah, you know, this is what you brought on yourself, you know? And we can't do anything for you until you're physically accosted. Isn't that nice? So anyway, you don't want to hear about that, you want to dwell on that. I left it all to them. I never saw a script. All of a sudden, I know that I'm going up to Connecticut in a car, thinking, okay, there's a script in there. But you know, so much of Friday the 13th part 1 is improv. And if you see the script, I have an original script. We filled in a lot of the holes on set. You know, we improv a lot of the scenes, and they were added as we were on set. Well, I get there, and I had no clue. I was the last day of shooting, and they had already finished the film with Amy. I mean, and I get up there, and it's like, surprise, Steve Miner shows me my apartment, and it's like, okay, you're on the phone, you're talking to your mom, go. I should have writer's credit, seriously. I had no, well, guess what? Of course they didn't want me to know what was in the script. I stick in face. Who's going to show up for one night of shooting with a nice stick on face? No one I know, right? Oh, thank you. So I told Sean I was having some personal problems, and I can't help thinking they thought I was pregnant because I had no wardrobe fitting. You know what I mean? So this is kind of crazy, but this is what I want. It's like my least favorite, ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Put this on. No, it's all we have. No. All right, so we get through that, and then after that, of course, you probably heard the story where the cat comes in, fridge opens, everybody got home, skeleton crew. So the guy who was supposed to be handling props, the prop master already left. So we have the coffee delivery guy probably. I don't know what his name is. People say, what Jason killed you? The coffee delivery guy. That's who off Alice. And they forgot to check the retractable ice kit first. And the first time, it did not retract. So it was probably one of the, I can't even think of the worst night of my life, but that has to be number 1. That one I remember very vividly, and cried all the way home. So as I can tell you, part 1 was so fabulous, and part 2 is probably the worst night of my life. Yeah, aren't you guys? This is the truth, you know. And so obviously they were not happy with me for some reason. Or Sean also told me they wanted Jason to be the star. They didn't want to have to be stuck with an actress, number 1, that they had to actually pay.
Yeah, that's what happened in part 3 too.
Yeah, that's why they put a sack on Jason in part 2. They didn't want to pay anybody. You know, easier done that way. We can replace anybody if they have a sack on their head, right?